Hey guys, Jordan here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a feature that they finally released, at least in the A1 so far, that I've been looking forward to for a very long time with Sony cameras, so let's get into it. Alright, so if you're new to my channel, I talk all about real estate photography and gear associated with. So if real estate photography is something that you're into, make sure to subscribe to my channel. But anyways, let's jump into this. Now, I will have to say that I've had the A1 since it came out, and this is by far the best camera that I've ever owned. It has so many features that make it such an awesome camera, but I don't necessarily use it on a day-to-day basis. When I'm out shooting real estate photography, I usually use my A7 IV, and there's a lot of things to like about that camera as well, but this feature isn't available on the A7 IV quite yet, and that is the selectable RAW file size, right? This has been around for a long time with all cameras. You can obviously select different sizes of your JPEGs, but with the Sony you can never select large, medium, or small on a RAW file size. So they finally brought that to the Sony, and it's a lossless small, medium, large feature, and that's with firmware update 1.3. Now I will tell you, I did have some issues updating this camera to version 1.3. I tried my Macs. They make it really hard to update this. It wouldn't recognize my camera. So then I used my PCs. That's why I have them around pretty much to do certain things like this. Some things like updating your cameras is much easier on a PC. So anyways, I did it. I waited, and it kept not doing the firmware update. And at the end of the day, it bricked my camera. So I had to ship this body into Sony Pro support, and they were able to do that for me. So beware that is an issue. If you do have an A1 and you're updating your firmware, you may have issues like I did. Hopefully I'm just a one-off case where for some reason my camera didn't take to the new firmware update. Basically it just bricked it. I couldn't turn it on. It wouldn't do anything. But anyway, so I got it back, and I've recently tested, and it is a high quality, just different resolution or in file, right? So this is I believe a 50 megapixel. Now obviously we're not delivering 50 megapixel pictures to our customers. That would be a bad customer experience. They're going to spend forever uploading to the MLS, and at the end of the day those are going to get compressed down small anyway. So small RAW is a great option for real estate photography, and the small RAW on this camera is roughly 12 and a half megapixels. It is exactly 1/4 of the sensor. So it's basically half the resolution on the height and half the resolution from the width on a pixel count perspective. So yeah, I did the math. It was like 12.44 something or close to that. So yeah, it's so far, I think it's great to finally see that Sony implemented some things that I think they've been getting this request for a long time, but I don't know what took so long. This seems like a pretty simple fix. Other camera manufacturers have had this around for a very long time. Actually, since I started Lister Pros in 2013, I was shooting small RAW on my Canon camera. So anyways, finally it's nice to see that Sony catches up with the times in regards to a simple feature like this. But anyways, it is a very important feature because having massive files. So on this one, if you're shooting a raw image, your image size is about 100 megabits per image, right? If you're doing brackets, that's 300 megabits per photo. Now, if you're shooting small RAW, it's a quarter of that, 25 megabits. And so if you're shooting a bracket, 75 megabits, and it's a lot less time consuming transferring files and doing your thing and loading up in Lightroom or however you're editing your photos. So there's a lot of reasons, although it's a simple feature, why use this new feature in firmware 1.3 with the A1, which will hopefully be in the next updates for the other Sony cameras as well. So anyways, that's gonna do it for this one. If you got value, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys on the next one.